Welcome to the astrology report for the week of December the 18th to the 24th. And in this week ahead, we're coming on to some very positive skies early in the week, midweek, with a gorgeous trine between Jupiter and Mercury. And it's going to take cue from what started to happen in December. This is the second of three such flowing opportunity, lucky, good news, commercially successful energies. However, as we go into the later part of the week, we're going to bump into a Venus opposite Uranus. Sometimes it's a shocking news about love or money or shocking discoveries or unexpected events in the love and money part of your life, but not always negative. A Venus opposition to anything is still Venus a benefic, trying her best to bring something good into the world. Caveat, she's in Scorpio, a sign of her detriment. So we'll talk about what that might mean for you and the world at large. If you're new to my channel, my name is Lori Lothian. I am using the Western Tropical Zodiac, whole sign houses, fixed asteroids, and fixed stars and minor asteroids. And today we'll be blending in a bit about the asteroid Athena, hugging Venus as she opposes Uranus, and what that could mean collectively and individually. If you're listening today for your signs, please start with your rising sign. It's probably the most accurate, but also you can listen for your sun and moon sign as well. Sun, father figures, career purpose, moon, mother figures, home and safety needs, among other things. Well, the rising sign is all about you. I have a bit of a special going on, and that is until the end of the month of December, my ho price of $49 for my 12 all sign videos 2023. These are private. These are not going public. They're very deep dives into the year ahead for your sun sign, moon sign, and rising sign. You can buy them a la carte down below, but the bundle is still on sale for now $59 if you missed my pre-sale offer that was in place before now. Okay, so check that out below. This never goes public, so it's just private information about the year ahead. First of all, holy man, guys, first of all, I have been in traveling and trying to record for you guys from Georgia. It's been a little bit stressful not to be in my home studio, but I want to talk about me. I want to talk about me because I'm overwhelmed. Neptune is squaring the sun just as we step into this week. Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, before we hit Monday the 18th, and you're coming into this week, you will have been going through that square of Neptune to the sun, and we're all feeling what that is like in individual ways and collectively in our lives. So in the collective sphere, it can be a world leader, a politics, a government, a head of government squaring off with Neptune. Neptune can be a misinformation, propaganda, spin cycles, illusion, delusion. It probably looks something like Friday, Saturday, and Sunday before, because I'm recording this on Thursday the 14th, before this really kicks in for my Patreon community, or early access ad free for all the stuff I put on YouTube for you guys. I kind of feel like my gut tells me anyway, that this sun squaring Neptune energy is definitely going to look like some kind of a war spin cycle. And the reason I say that is Mars is traveling with the sun in Sagittarius, which is a sign that Mars doesn't mind being in. It's an archer, of course, but it's also a sign which he could get very feisty, zealotous about war, especially religious war, or war based on spiritual or philosophical or ideological values. And he's like a fighter for your spiritual war, like the Inquisition or something. And he's with the sun. And when you add that combination of the Sagittarius, Mars, and Sun, that is the rising sign of Netanyahu. That is a rising sign of Joe Biden. And even before we get to this, I'm recording on the 14th, a couple of days ago, Biden yet again repeated the old 40 beheaded baby story that doesn't exist and isn't real in a public setting, and it went all over the news cycle yet again. Why is he telling the story that isn't true? Even Israel's no longer saying that. So this kind of thing is like one of the ways this energy may have played out, but I don't know what's going to happen. I'm recording on Thursday the 14th. And as it becomes more accurate or acute or intense around the 15th, 16th, 17th of December, and now we're into Monday, we're just coming off of this energy. And it may be that it could look like, yet not another story that we don't believe. Like, did anyone believe the Nord Stream pipeline was blown up by the country they blamed, or that if you have a virus exploding in China near a viral lab, that maybe it didn't leak from that place where they're experimenting with the viruses that is of the same nature as the one that took over the world. So common sense doesn't always prevail when we see Neptune squaring the sun. And so in your own life, where's your lack of common sense? Where are you kind of going, this doesn't feel true or right. I'm being swindled here. It's a swindle energy. Be cautious about it. So I already said that in my last week's video. If you want to go back, I probably mentioned it, but I'm just saying we're coming off of that, and then we're depositing ourselves squarely on the doorstep of Monday. The doorstep of Monday. Let's talk about the doorstep of Monday. Monday is the beginning of feeling. It started on Sunday, the flowing trine from Mercury to Jupiter. Let me show you the sky so you can see it in your own mind's eye. I like to share the pictures of the sky, a two-dimensional picture of a three-dimensional reality, geocentrically viewed. Okay. So this is December the 16th because we're not at the 18th. I'm showing you the buildup. There's that sun at 24 Sagittarius, warrior Mars with the religious zealotry going to bat and squaring Neptune. And it could look like many different things. I mean, Neptune is in like Netanyahu's fourth house, and he's a leader, so it could be the land of Israel as well. It's also the fourth house of the USA, which could be the party that opposes the governing party. But then, of course, leader is sun. World leaders are sun energy. And so we have some serious world leader problems going on here and some tension. And again, Neptune, spin cycle, right, basically. And at the same time, then we move into the Monday time frame. And don't believe your ears, don't believe your eyes, right? That's Friday, Saturday, Sunday. And then into Monday, the 18th. This is what we're looking at in our heavens. And you can see at this time, this is now a waning square. It's still in play, just by the way. You'll still feel it Monday and Tuesday, spin cycle stuff. But it's losing its intensity, but it's still playing out. But at the same time, you can see that Mercury, the god of news and information, retrograding is flowing to Jupiter at 5 degrees and 5 degrees. Both planets are retrograde, and it will be in January that they go direct, and we'll be both in that third particular formation that started December 8th, but still Jupiter was retrograde. Now we have it on the 18th, give or take a few days on either side. I say Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, you're feeling this. And it's going to be a second iteration, perhaps, of something that was burbling away. Good news, fortunate circumstances, great ideas, powerful, bounteous communication, good commercial success, legal contracts working your way. And I delineated a lot of those meanings in one of my other videos. And we're really going to focus on the big hurrah in January when both Jupiter is now direct, Mercury is direct, and they come into that last square, that last trine together. So an Earth trine can bring prosperity, bounty, and solid positive results to all of our lives. And it's also Mercury in the last tail end of what is called a Mercury elemental Earth year that prevailed throughout 2023, helping us all with our resourcefulness and our earthy areas of our sky. Now, as the week goes on and we move, and I'm going to do all signs, I promise, and we move into the later part of the week, we get Venus opposite Uranus really precisely on the 20th. And I should have circled this for you. I always annotate. Well, circle the Venus one as we go. Some of you may like that preferentially. So here we are on the 20th, and I'm going to circle the story for us. Annotate. Yeah. So here we have Venus. She's at 18 degrees conjunct the asteroid Athena. Wisdom, knowledge, strategy, books, legal matters sometimes, things to do with victory in war. Athena had that other side of her where she was the god or the asteroid, she wasn't the asteroid in the ancient times, she was the goddess of victory in war. So we have a war victor goddess, also very strategic, conjunct Venus, who rules peace in Scorpio, Mars's sign. Venus trying to make peace in the world while she's busy in Scorpio land is not an easy job for her. So she's and you would say, well, didn't she make peace when she was in Libra? No, she was with the South Node, depleting her ability to bring peace to the world, and squaring Pluto, making it even more difficult. And now as she moves through Scorpio, she's in a place where Mars would have her do his bidding. And he's busy trying to charge up world leaders towards war on the ascendant of Netanyahu, on the ascendant of Joe Biden, on the ascendant of the United States of America. And there you go. We see what's happening in the world. The United States is the only country, one of 10 countries, not to call for a ceasefire. In the General Assembly, a ceasefire resolution that passed, 153 countries around the world said yes. So you see this resistance to peace as Mars is moving through the rising identity of Netanyahu, of Biden, of the United States of America, causing this to be very difficult for someone to put their swords down or to call it for a truce or anything like that. And Venus is too busy over here in Scorpio land, preoccupied, but also not in her best form. So I don't see this as positive for peace. If we want any kind of peace, I think we need to get her out of there, but we shall see. I did call an ultimatum energy coming in, and that was the United Nations resolution in my newsletter a week ago to my subscribers to Cosmic Moonshine. And we did see that UN resolution, but it was non-binding. So what you can give someone an ultimatum, but if you can't enforce it, it doesn't matter. And it can't be enforced because Venus is in Scorpio and she's not doing anything that's relative to the word peace. So if you think about Netanyahu and Biden and the United States, she's in the 12th house, backroom deals and negotiations. I'm sure there are backroom deals and negotiations with, the heads of Jordan and Arab Emirates and Saudi Arabia trying to figure something out in this hot mess, but it's still all backroom deals, strategy and negotiation. And we have an opposition forming here to Uranus. Now you're going to feel this building up maybe as early as the 18th, 19th. So we're going to bleed through Monday, Tuesday, getting pretty intense on Wednesday, Thursday as it hits that precision mark and wanes on Friday and Saturday. We do also have a cazimi of Mercury in the heart of the sun, but we'll get to that in a minute. I'm doing a whole webinar on that and a separate video. So we're not going to cover that in any depth here. But Mercury in the heart of the sun is about a divine download and a reset button for Mercury. And he'll be doing that divine download, heart of the sun, cazimi in the sign of Capricorn. And I believe at 0 degrees, if my memory serves me, Mercury's moving back, the sun's moving into him. So back to Venus. Basically, Venus is going to want to bring some kind of outcome from what Uranus is doing in her house. She owns the Taurus real estate, and Uranus has to abide by her rules. So does Jupiter, who's trying to bring good things there because that's his job. Yet Uranus brings unexpected things. So expect the unexpected, right? The great awakener. So what kind of unexpected, maybe shocking stories may hit the news cycle? And in a way, that's quite likely because Mercury here is able to witness Mr. News, both Venus in a whole sign sextile, and he can witness this Uranus in a whole sign trine, meaning that there's something that Mercury can do to dispense this into our news cycle. Capricorn is about governing governments, top-down power structures, finance, financial institutions, but it also can be bureaucratic and government organizations, including institutions like the United Nations, including institutions like legislative bodies as well. And so we're probably going to get some kind of news, right, coming off of those places. And it's going to be surprising, upsetting, or shocking. Just think institutional organizations, right? I mean, I even say the New York Times, like these venerated Washington Post, New York Times, institutions, legacy institutions of media, for example, right, is what that can be. And if you put Venus in the first house of Scorpio, which I did here, because she's the one initiating the conversation with Uranus, and we give her a first house potency, that means that Mercury is indeed in the house of journals, periodicals, magazines, and newspapers, as well as in our modern day podcasts, etc. So I'm thinking this is a big news story that's breaking. It's going to be connecting us to themes perhaps of death, but also power, corruption, and tyranny. And it's going to be covering secrets and exposures of secrets, right? Because it's Scorpio, right? It's what's hidden. It's all the CIA, NSA kind of stuff. And yet whistleblowers. This speaks to me of whistleblowers, shocking whistleblower energy coming up in our sky Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Let's see what happens. Let's just see what happens. Jupiter rules justice or law or legal matters. So things about whistleblowers, illegal matters, war, et cetera, et cetera. Venus does rule money, possibly also about stocks, markets, banks, economic stuff. My gut tells me it's mostly about the war situation because Mars, again, is in USA, Biden, and Netanyahu's rising sign area of their sky. So to me, it's about those themes, especially with the sun there, right? Leader of Israel, leader of USA, that kind of stuff. All right, now we're going to move into just a quick note that Mercury will come into the heart of the sun on December 22nd. My memory is 0 degrees. Let's stop. Let's de-annotate for a minute and we'll go make sure I've got the degree. I'm pretty sure it's 0 Capricorn. That's my memory of it and I'm sticking with it. Where did the de-annotation go? Yeah, guys. Yeah, let's just stop the share. Sometimes it's the easiest way to erase that. If you're in the live premiere and you haven't hit the like button, please do. If you're new to my channel and you haven't subscribed, why not? It does help me grow and allows me to be resourceful here and make this more of a career, right, than anything else. So here we have it. Back to the story. We're going to see Mercury as we trundle forward through time. Trundle, 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 trundle. And we get into the end of the week and we're on the 22nd. And then we see what happens is that on Friday, the 22nd, Mercury comes into the heart of the sun and it is at 0 degrees of Capricorn. This is just not right I think it's 0. Let's go by the hours. Since I'm here with you, let's just double check it, right? Is it 1 degree or 0 degrees? 0 degrees, because Mercury is moving backwards. So this is an anaretic, I mean, this is a powerful critical degree. It can bring luck, fresh starts, new beginnings in each of our lives. It can also, it's attended by other factors I can't talk about now. It'll be in my deep dive Mercury Cazimi video coming out a couple days after this or before this probably. And you might want to sign up for the webinar. It's free on the 20th, where we're going to talk about the stars and asteroids involved and how you can harness this day of the 22nd for positive elections, doing positive things about the Capricorn part of your sky and getting a divine download from the universe that you can use in your Capricorn part of your real estate. If you were a Sag rising, your Capricorn real estate, as we can see here, is about your earnings and money house. You want to connect to that divine download at that potent, powerful, and lucky 0-degree placement. So we're not going to talk about that today because I have a whole video coming out on that sometime either just before you receive this Monday video or after. Okay, so let's go through the all signs story. I'm focusing on the shocking, surprising, unexpected news that could come from the Venus narrative, and just get that all cued for you. Let's make this story extremely simple. Let's take everybody out of the narrative, right? Goodbye, everybody, except who we want to talk about. We want to talk about Venus. We want to talk about Uranus. Of course, we'll leave Jupiter in there. And we want to just make this the most simple sky you've ever seen. And therefore, when we're going through it, you go, oh, yeah, that's what that girl's talking about, right? Easy peasy. Here we go. And here we go. If I talk a little fast for you, and I do talk quickly like an auctioneer, not a problem. All you have to do is change the playback speed on YouTube. It's free. And that allows you to listen at the speed that your ears are most happy with. All right, here we have, I'm not going to start with Sag because that's not what I'm wanting to do. Oh, where'd Mercury go? Did I delete poor Mercury? Sorry, Mercury. Don't forget, it's all the news. It's fit to print or unfit to print. I'm expecting whistleblower shocking news stories from even traditional legacy media like the New York Times, like the Washington Post, like the Wall Street Journal. Here we are. Okay. Moving into this narrative, and I don't want the 22nd at all. I'm going to start when it really gets heated up here. And we'll be feeling this opposition starting around the 20th. So we're going to go back to the 20th. And we're going to start with Aries. All right, so we've got Aries in place here. Hours, okay. And we'll get Aries up and queued up and running. Am I making you dizzy too? All right. Aries sun, moon, Aries sun, Aries moon, Aries rising. Well, I mean, here we have a money story, right? We have Uranus in your earnings house and Venus in your taxes, tax rebates, chunky money, inheritances, sudden chunks of commission, royalty income, dispensations. You don't really earn this directly. It can come through other sources, including your partner's money. Now, don't forget, Venus and Uranus in opposition are not always a negative thing. I mean, it can be, unexpected, but it's still Lord Venus, and she's trying to bring something good into play. Now, you might want to say you have some surprising legal news, Athena, or strategic news here to do with your finances coming through the sky this week. And it could feel on the 20th to the 19th to the 22nd, extremely unexpected, but not necessarily negative. At the same time, you can see that Mercury wants to announce something in your 10th house of career. And so there can be changes or announcements in the career or reputation space. Maybe somebody in your career space is going to quit and you're going to get a better job and a promotion, increasing your earnings suddenly. Venus wants your money to increase. Uranus is trying to do rags and riches. And with Jupiter here until end of May next year, you can indeed have a little rags to riches going on. This can also be something to do with some information that you need to dispense into the world that is important, and it can even have to do with occult mysteries, magic, and the paranormal, the place where Venus is residing. But it does impact your money. And the bottom line, Aries, sun, moon, and rising, this is definitely going to be a bit of a financial jolt. Now, if it's a love story, because she does that, this is an unexpected disaster probably, because Venus is in the house of forbidden and secret love. Some of you, Aries, may find out something unexpected to do with family secrets or love secrets with your partner. Venus rules your marriage house that will surprise you, unfortunately. And so just watch for that potential alarm bell. It's also good for raises and promotions just because of Mercury in the 10th house flowing to that Jupiter Uranus by whole sign in your 2nd house. Maybe the chunky money is also that your partner experiences an unexpected financial bounty in love, your love partner, and you get to benefit. Let me know in the comments if you remember. Come back and tell me, as I'm an Aries sun and moon, so it's my career and my home. But for all of the other Aries risings, let me know how that went out, how it went down for you. Now we move into the people who are Taurus, sun, moon, and rising sign. We got a surprise going on in the significant relationship house. So this is your marriage house or your business partner house, legal contracts as well, especially with Mercury in the ninth. Now, Mercury's whole sign sextile to Venus is like definitely a positive legal matter in this week ahead, surprising you, but positive. Also, maybe a positive outcome or experience of a potential for a long distance travel with your significant other. And coming into this week, you'll feel that, between like the 19th and the 22nd, some shocking, surprising news about a travel abroad opportunity, legal matter as well, a book publishing contract, if that's something you're looking for. However, with, Athena, the strategist with your Venus here in the seventh house, opposite Uranus. I mean, there could be something going on with your partner that you don't expect that kind of surprises you. They may have something going on with a court matter, a foreign shore entity, a foreign travel opportunity, these sorts of things. But not to worry, because Jupiter is in your house at protecting you. And as he goes direct on the December 30th through to the end of May, this is going to be one of the best times of your life and every 12-year glow up as he goes forward. And so I think that whatever's happening here, it's just a soft little bubble, a little unexpected bobble. But if you need a legal matter to work out, a court or legal matter, this can be very auspicious for you, especially when it involves banking, finances, think credit cards, things like that, because Jupiter owns that eighth house, and he's in the house of you with Uranus. So maybe you get the mortgage, the loan, the refinance or something. Hey, Gemini, sun, moon, and rising, a little shock and awe between Venus and Uranus this week coming up. Let's just say you'll feel it most likely between the 19th to the 22nd, kind of unrolling through your sky. And this can look like Venus wants you to experience some kind of unexpected, shocking, surprising developments in your work or health situation. Now, if it's your work situation, your daily work, etc., or lease and landlord situations, you got a lot of strategy, you got a lot of potential for victory with that Scorpionic Athena, but you got some also unexpected surprises from the 12th house. Now, the 12th house can look like things to do with money as well, foreign lands, foreign shore revenue, procurement of income from foreign places or foreign peoples. We do that every day now in our modern payment processing world, with borders no longer being, things to worry about when it comes to international revenue. So you could have some surprising international revenue developments, positive even, that are helping you be more strategic in your work setting, especially also when it comes to things to do with the eighth house Mercury, a whole sign loving up Venus. This is also maybe a nice little pop in your partner's money or in your finances to do with inheritances, bequeathments, money from a tax rebate, money from a grant, money from any kind of commission or royalty income. It's just kind of coming through the sky nicely for you. If you're in a work situation, Jupiter rules your 10th, then it could be a severance package or a sign-on bonus or something like that to glow up your chunks of money, while at the same time fortifying and strengthening your work situation and your daily health routines as well. Really good for a real breakthrough. Good word for Uranus and Venus in addictions and self-undoing. So if you've been struggling with an addictive habit or pattern, this can have a really deep breakthrough from a deep psychological level with Mercury involved in the eighth house. The big aha, right? Cancer, sun, moon, and rising sign. What a thing this is. It's Venus in the house of her joy, yet in the sign of Scorpio, where she's being very Martian or trying to help, the Mars agenda. And she is very much giving you a delight, perhaps, because she's still in her joy. She's still in a powerful place here. And I doubt that potency can be undermined that much in this joy house of hers. With strategic joy, pleasure, fun, and play, highlighted with Venus in the fifth house, opposite Uranus, you can expect an unexpected surprise or bonus from an elder sibling, friend, or ally, somebody who wants to help you, who has your back, who wants to give you some perks, favors, and benefits. Hang on a second. I'm opening a window. Okay, and on top of that, Mercury is in the seventh house of legal contracts, business partnerships, clients, audience, and other. You could have the experience of a really nice glow up with one of your children, opportunity for romantic or leisure travel unexpectedly with your significant other. I think that the Uranus square opposition, though, is like, it's not really about you. It's somebody over there, a friend, an ally, a group you belong to. Supporting something exciting, unexpected in your pleasure, joy, and playhouse. Okay. If you're single, you could have an unexpected romance develop this week because you meet somebody through a groups of friends and belonging. And it's definitely a bit outside the box of the kind of relationships you have, but it could stick because of that Mercury in the seventh house trying to form a flow to the story, especially when he goes direct later, but that's a longer story. Okay, I'm going to pause the recording. Just give me a sec. I'll be right back. I need to adjust the heat in this house. It's suddenly very warm. Sorry, guys, I'm back. Okay. Heat wave in here. Okay. Can't figure out the temperature in Georgia this time of year where I'm visiting. Okay. We're moved on to Leo, Sun, Moon, and Rising sign. Venus is in the fourth house of home, property, land, and real estate. There's a strong possibility of unexpected developments about where you live or things going on in the home, things to do with beauty and love, pleasure and play in the home. As often as I see this, I never can really tell you what that means, but Uranus can be unexpected but bounteous developments that are relative to the work and home axis, but some tension is there as well. And it may be tension as well with the daily routines of your health and work, as Mercury, though, is trying to smooth that out in a flow to both Uranus and Venus by whole sign. And technically, you could also have some positive news about a pet or a health outcome, like getting a really good result back from lab work or health tests that you've been taking, if that's something that you've been doing. And if you want to lease a property, rent a property, this is good news, surprising you with a rental or lease opportunity as a landlord or leasee coming up this week. Again, I said earlier, this is like the December 19th through to the 22nd vibe. We're going to stay pretty quick on this, guys, because honestly, it's a very simple aspect pattern. And some weeks I'm a lot more in depth. All right, Virgo, Sun, Moon, and Rising sign. We have Venus in the third house of siblings that are younger and cousins, neighbors and neighborhood, online world, and things you're doing with writing or communicating. But it's also Venus on a learning axis, and Jupiter up there with Uranus is all on that axis of learning. Jupiter in the house of academics and higher education is with Uranus opposite the local environment. Venus, I wonder if you're going to have an unexpected positive surprise, maybe a little exhilarating but shocking, to do with educational matters. But if you want to travel, it's also 3-9, a travel axis. So a lovely unexpected opportunity for travel, whether it's to plan it or travel for sure. This looks possible. If you're getting that opportunity, it may be coming through fifth house people. Travel to see your children, travel with your children, a child coming to see you, travel with a romantic love partner, etc. If you're somebody also who is working on a creative project, you've got a book in the hopper or some kind of creative endeavor going, this is very powerful and positive for that as well. And leisure travel with a lover as well, or boyfriend can happen. And Jupiter in the fourth house rules the house of committed love. Therefore, travel with a committed love or a romantic dating type partner in this week, but a surprising opportunity as well. Now, because Jupiter does rule the marriage house and he is in the house of foreign lands, and Venus is like love in the local neighborhood. Maybe there's something that's going to take your partner unexpectedly abroad or away. And this is also going to be surprising you in some way. And you could have unexpected news that's positive about your children and their academic environments as well. All right, Libra, Sun, Moon, and Rising sign. The sky is opening up a door here of unexpected love and money stories on a money axis. So you are experiencing, as were the Taurus risings, the same idea here of what Taurus rising? No. Brain come back on. As the Aries rising, you Libra risings are experiencing a money axis of Venus in the second and Uranus with Jupiter in your eighth house. This is wonderful if you want to get a raise or promotion, I would say, but more so, what is this unexpected financial bounty that comes out of the eighth house? That can be a tax rebate, inheritance, insurance payout, forgiveness of credit card debt, some kind of refinancing or mortgage opportunity. Venus likes to spend sometimes and get new possessions, and Mercury's in the fourth house. Buy a new house, sell a new house, buy something beautiful for your home, but an unexpected opportunity too. Like maybe you've always wanted to buy that really cool antique, but you've never found it anywhere in the world, and suddenly it shows up. just making up stories, but strategic Athena is saying being strategic with your spending and your money. Mercury is flowing to that whole sign house where Venus is sitting and saying, well, we want really good legal contracts and decisions and ideas and purchases and sales when it comes to property, home, and real estate this week. But the surprise could be like a real estate agent knocks on your door and says, we want to buy the property. I have the perfect client. I mean, that's the kind of thing that could be happening for some of you in the week ahead. Also, when it comes to your food styles and stuff, you can have a breakthrough and getting rid of a bad addiction on self-undoing food style problems, especially with Mercury, the ruler of your 12th house. And you can stick the landing and really ground yourself in your home with a healthier way of eating or drinking or smoking. Scorpio, sun, moon, and rising sign. What goes on is that you have Venus opposite Jupiter and Uranus. And this is all about yourself and other axis. And so this is about your marriage type partners, business partners, clients, and audience. Now, it depends. If you're a creative who puts stuff into the world, like an artist or a musician, well, then or an entrepreneur, this is Jupiter ruling that 5th house in the 7th. So there can be some breakthroughs here in your art, creativity, and entrepreneurial endeavors during the week that are quite exciting and unexpected. Again, we're talking about something like the 19th to the 22nd. At the same time, Mercury in the 3rd house is in the house of writing. He's also in the house of the local pubs and neighborhood. Maybe you're going to have a breakthrough opportunity creatively in the local neighborhood or entrepreneurially. How Mercury here can also be news and information coming from siblings, cousins, neighbors that surprise you, but also maybe delight you, because Venus is a goddess of delight. You're being very strategic, but you could have a sudden breakthrough in popularity, public appeal, and it may involve the online world, because the online world and all our social media platforms, it belong to that 3rd house. So there can be a nice little pop and something you're doing, a mini success with the public, if that's a part of your world, Scorpio. Otherwise, you may have an opportunity for a short distance trip, and it may involve a significant love relationship, and that would work really well as well in this week ahead. Surprise, you get to go away. All right, Sag, sun, moon, and rising. And this is a story here that brings into the axis of 6 and 12, Venus opposite Uranus, and of course, Jupiter's there. Now, Uranus is definitely going to surprise you. So it could be a surprise around work or health matters. Jupiter's protecting your health anyway to the end of May. It's not the worst thing. Or you could have a surprise regarding tenancy, rental agreements, or pets, especially with Jupiter ruling the 4th house of home and property. And Venus is coming from the secret backroom deals and negotiations, but also the place where you can be a bit blindsided. I would say also hidden enemies belong here. So you may have a female kind of oppose a situation to do with pets, tenancies, rentals, and property, and it may surprise you. Yet, you also have flow from Lord Mercury in the money and resources house, and there can be some working out some kind of financial goodness to do with job opportunities and some backroom deals and negotiations, or job opportunities and earnings opportunities from foreign entities, foreign shores, and foreign lands. And surprise, you look like you could even get an opportunity here to get a nice, sweet deal financially with those earning stories. And last, it's really good for breaking through any addictions, because Mercury is in where you put things in your mouth. Venus is in the house of self-undoing, and Uranus is in the house of sickness. And therefore, you could break through any of those bad habits, patterns, and addictions this week ahead. Capricorn, sun, moon, and rising sign. I never thought I'd get this done this quickly. I'm proud of myself. So what happens is that you have Venus in your 11th house of good spirit, and this is where you have elder sibling, especially the one just above you. This is where you have friends who are allies and benefactors, your hopes, dreams, and wishes, and great gains from your career. And she's with strategic Athena. She's shocking you with Jupiter in your house of money luck. And if you're a Capricorn, you could have some financial luck with Uranus saying, yay, your lottery ticket won, or yay, the casino paid out, or yay, you just had a lucky financial break on, say, a speculative investment or something. So there can be some money luck energy this week on the December 19th to the 22nd. And you almost might look at this as well as some kind of you have Mercury, you're making decisions, you're taking actions, you're dispensing the news, you're negotiating or contracting things, and you are able to spin this into a positive development this week. Maybe even when it comes to things to have to do with your children, some very unexpected positive developments with them that you are in charge of, because you're the one doing the Mercury work, right? You're speaking. Mercury is retrograde, so it's nothing brand new, but it could be some positive developments in conversation negotiation with one of your children and you are surprised. Seriously, Venus is the goddess of fertility and Jupiter's in the house of pregnancy, so a pregnant child. But I mean, hopefully an adult, right? A little shocking, but you may be happy to hear that. And if you're an entrepreneur or at all or independent consultant, you could be getting a deal, an opportunity from some big brother, big sister type person that's going to be about your a project or a consulting job or an entrepreneurial endeavor. And that could feel very positive for you as well this week ahead. Might involve some travel or having to take a trip because Jupiter rules that third house. So some of you could look at that as an option. You may take the trip or plan the trip sometime in the middle of the week, like Tuesday through to Friday. Oh, guys, I really gotta find myself a desk. I'm working in Georgia. I'm an Aquarius rising like you, and I'm standing every day and I'm trying to find my happy spot. Okay. Here we have Venus in the 10th house opposite Jupiter, Uranus in the 4th. Some unexpected career developments that do surprise you. You can be very strategic and warrior-like up here. You're doing the hard work necessary, cutting away all the unnecessary in order to succeed, as Venus is prone to do cutting in Scorpio. And you've got an unexpected jolt of goodness in and from your home, prosperity about property, land, and real estate. But it's germane to things that are going on in your public part of your chart, top of your sky. It could be a big breakthrough in your reputation, and it's allowing you to prosper or fulfill some bounty and joy and enjoyment in your property, home, and real estate. Mercury in the 12th house this week. I mean, he's like, and he is retrograde. He's kind of going backwards, and he's saying to Venus, as he approaches her, can we get this kind of story of, income and revenue from foreign lands and shores, foreign entities, PayPal, Stripe, and all of that, or some kind of deals or negotiations and backroom secrecy ways in order to facilitate more success in your career. And this week ahead, Wednesday through Friday, Tuesday through Friday, especially can open up that doorway. Now, if you're going to get an unexpected surprise, which is typical with Venus opposite Uranus, don't forget Uranus is in her house, right? So he's trying to find the best kind of surprises for all of us. And Jupiter's bonifying the whole fourth house. So some unexpected financial opportunity could be coming through property, home, real estate, and land in some way that you didn't see coming, and it feels pretty exciting. A female who's in a position of authority or highlighted in a career and reputation space may offer some kind of deal for you, and it can elevate your career. And you may find this opening up for you Wednesday through Friday. And always first and always best, Pisces, sun, moon, and rising sign. This is a story you have going on of an axis of opposition between Venus in your 9th house and Uranus in your 3rd. And don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe, because I forgot to remind you guys all the way through this video. Jupiter's like the guy of education and travel in a travel and education house. I want you to know that. So for a lot of you, Pisces, sun, moon, and rising, there can be an opportunity for travel or some unexpected developments with a sibling or some kind of opportunity that's very positive regarding neighbors and neighborhood, but it shocks and surprises you. And Venus at the top, and it's your social media house, the 3rd house, right? So what you're doing in social media land, if anything, can also have an unexpected uptick here. And Venus is in the 9th house of foreigners, foreign shores, foreign lands, the sibling 2 up from you, and some unexpected, shocking, surprising developments there. Now, possibly, if you're looking to resolve legal matters, Venus up here with strategic Athena can act like a lawyer, and you might have some surprising, shocking, positive developments in a legal matter. Mercury is the guy who does the negotiations. Maybe you've had some really good support from allies and friends to get the deal made or the negotiations sealed away. I think a lot of you could look at this like something to do with travel, and Venus is the ruler of the house of siblings, maybe to visit a sibling or a sibling coming to visit you. If you are somebody using the online world, though, this can be a little bit of a jolt in a positive way around the word international and having some international success in the words book publishing, foreign lands, foreign shores, and foreign entities. Mercury in your 11th house can bring some old news to you. Of course, he's retrograde from an ally, a sibling, that is also going to benefit your 3rd house. So maybe you could end up getting an opportunity for a educational endeavor, going to school, hearing from your favorite university after you've applied and being shocked that you got in, that kind of thing. Anything else? Right. Jupiter is the ruler of you, right? This is an important place that he is right now until the third week of May in the third house with Uranus, big shock and awe conjunction happening. You're going to be traveling a lot over the next 15 years, starting next April, for example. But you could have a significant change of neighborhood. And there's something about this time with Venus in the ninth house of foreign lands and shores and Jupiter in the domestic local environment that you're going to see maybe the intimation this week of a possible longer term challenge around whether you're going to want to live in the neighborhood you're currently living in or whether it may dramatically change next year. And this can be the first signal of that change. And, elder siblings, people who are treated like an elder sibling, is news coming in, information, emails or phone calls coming from that person, but connected to things that were happening already in the past. So a fulfillment of a legal agreement or a contract or a travel plan in regards to siblings that are elder or people who act like benefactors and allies, like big brothers and big sisters. Coming through the sky Wednesday through Friday. All right. Thanks for listening, everybody. I have a client. That's why I was whizzing through this. Please don't forget to like and subscribe. Hit the bell for notifications. I have so much coming up. I cannot wait to share. I'm having the top 3 transits of 2024, and each sign gets delineation on that. They're very short for each sign, maybe 7 or 8 minutes, but that is a little sneak peek of my longer 2024 videos, which you can get below. And I will probably dive a lot more into the Chiron North Node conjunction than I did in my 2024 videos. So you might want to look forward to that coming out in a couple, sometime this week or earlier. And I've got some really great guests lined up for the first week of January. I've got Gary Caton, the Mercury expert, and Louise Eddington, the Venus expert, Dan Wade of World Astrology, talking about the Jupiter-Uranus conjunction. I've got a numerologist talking about the number 8 year. And I've also got Candace Marie of Beyond the Veil Tarot and Astrology coming in. And I think we're going to dive into the Chiron North Node. So I have a series of people are coming through my channel in the first week of January. I'm pre-recording now, and I'm just going to do 7 straight days of interviews with other astrologers on January 1st to the 7th. Look forward to that. I'll be sending out a reminder to those of you on my email list to come on in, and I'm going to do some prize giveaways in the live chat to make it more exciting for give away free courses and stuff like that. So think about the first week of January coming into some of those meetings, and it's a little like 7-day wisdom bonanza. All right. This girl is going to go sit down somewhere. Ciao, everyone, and have a wonderful week ahead.